Hi everybody. Happy spring. I just realized this is my first new video since we experienced spring. I did post some videos about the Spiritual Midwives if you haven't seen those yet, but those were recorded before. So this is my first one coming to you since it feels like we're waking up from our long winter slumber. And I know spring was about a month ago, but to me, the buds are just coming out here. There's just a little bit of green coming, and it finally feels like it's real. So, although today it was windy and 50 degrees, so I don't know. But this whole week it's supposed to be gorgeous, and I hope that you guys experience that wherever you're living as well. So I wanted to share with you a lovely spring message from the Spiritual Midwives and then lead you through a little spring meditation. And so first, let's just do our little centering here. If you have a second to stop and just breathe at least, that's great. You may only be able to listen, that's fine. But if you do have time to kind of pause this and visit this at a time when you can have a few seconds to yourself, then go ahead and do that and rejoin me when you're ready. And you can maybe light a candle, have a little cup of tea with you, or burn some incense or get some fresh cut flowers, just something that makes it feel like a little bit of a spring honoring or ritual for you. If you can't do that, then we're going to find spring inside of us and we're going to do this little ritual together in just a couple minutes. So I have some sage here. I'm just going to light that. That always just brings me right down into my body. It's like it calls my soul back from wherever it's been wandering and just brings me right here with myself and with all of you. So send a little bit of that lovely cleansing sage your way, calling you home here with us. I thought it would be fun, since spring makes us really feel connected to the elements of earth and a little magic as well. I thought it'd be fun to pull a card from this magical messenger deck. It's magical messengers magical messages from the fairies. And I actually got this for my daughter for Christmas, but I think I use it a lot more than she does because I love fairies. It's way more fun to believe in fairies, in my opinion, than not to. So I'm going to think about the group here, and I'm just going to take a couple deep breaths, and maybe you can do that with me. So nice inhale through the nose, and then just blowing out through pursed lips. Inhaling, really feeling your heart center opening as you inhale. And then letting your whole body drop and relax a little more with the exhale. Feeling closer and closer to calm. As we breathe together, one more breath. Inhale. And this time maybe letting out a sigh, at least mentally if you can't physically. Just appreciating the little moment of peace here together. I'm going to think about us and what might be nice for the fairies to let us know about here. So I'm shuffling our cards. So I'm just asking, what would be something good for us to keep in mind as we enter this spring season, as we nurture our little innermost buds from the seeds that we planted in our soul this winter. So I'm just gonna pick a card for us. It says, your wish is granted. Look at that beautiful little girl. Actually, it kind of looks like what I would have looked like when I was little. I used to be blonde. So it says, what you've asked for is coming true. So what a wonderful message to have to welcome spring. I'm trying to see if the message in the little, there's a little companion book here. I'm just wondering if it's too long to read or if I could just pick a little piece of it out for you here. It says, the fairies know how to magically manifest all of their material needs and desires, and they also assist people like yourself in making their dreams come true. This card represents that the fairies are very happy to grant your wish. They work in concert with all the universal forces and energies, but you can also help your prayer rapidly manifest by going with the flow in your own life. Stay as centered and peaceful as possible because negativity could block your desire. Go outside in nature often to keep your spirit soaring with the magical energies of joy and gratitude. And I feel like spring brings those, doesn't it? Spring always brings a little more, a little deeper relationship with joy for me. I think it like reawakens my joy and my gratitude for the earth, for all the new exciting things that are happening. Joy and gratitude. That says a lot about spring for me, so I like that message. So I am going to read a message I received from the Spiritual Midwives about spring, and I actually received this message last year when our sister Lisa Sarek was doing one of her ceremonies for the spring equinox, and I read it again and thought I would share it with you guys as a little spring blessing. So if you would go ahead and close your eyes and just, if you can, if you're driving, that's fine, just listen. Wherever you are though, just let my voice kind of, make its way into your consciousness, and just let these words be welcomed into your being. And again, like we've said before, you don't have to really think about them. The parts that are going to be important for you are going to jump out at you, and the other ones can just wash on through or just absorb into your system, and that's fine too. They might come back later, or you could replay this later and you might hear a different part. But for now, I just want you to call yourself to that center of your being, wherever that center is for you right now. For some of you, it might feel like in the heart. For some of you, it might feel like in the belly or somewhere in between there. Whatever feels right to you, just letting your soul say hello to you. And just noticing, because you can change your entire energy pattern, your entire physical response to life and emotional response. You can change that just by noticing, just by giving yourself that attention, just allowing your breath to come and go. And here is the message. We focus often on the heart, healing the heart, opening the heart, sharing the heart. And indeed, all of these things are important and necessary for a fulfilling journey on this earth. Today, though, as we say goodbye to winter and spring calls us forward, pulling us out of the dark safety of hibernation, we ask you to draw attention to another sacred center of your body. Place your right hand over your belly on the space between your pubic bone and navel. Here lies another heart. A heart of visceral feeling, a heart of earthly depth and the magic of creation. Though the love we are most familiar with floats airily in the chest, a love of a different nature resides here, in this other heart. Here is a love of nourishment deep as an ocean, rich as soil, and grounded in the dense reality of earth. This center of creation is present in each one of you. It carries, nurtures, protects, and shelters that which you have held and cherished throughout the darkness of winter, allowing it to gain strength and resilience until the time is right to set it free. Now, beloved, is that time. Spring, the word itself has a power and motion. Say it to yourself as you feel the energy in your own belly. Say it with each exhaled breath. Inhale. Exhale, spring. Inhale. Exhale, spring. Inhale. Exhale, spring. Do you feel that? Do you feel the vibration rising, the electricity of life asking to enliven you? Spring is at once a season, an action, and a state of vibrant being. A state that now requires a stretching of the soul, growth of spirit, and shedding the tight skin of winter. Spring requires courage to leave familiar comforts behind, vulnerability as you face the light once again, and trust as you share your hopes, dreams, and seedling creations with the outside world. Spring is the time you rise again. So wasn't that lovely? I just love how they talk about spring being a season and action, like springing forth, right? And a state of vibrant being, because it's so true. We can exist in this state of vibrant being and vibrant creation and excitement and rebirthing. And that's one of the beautiful things about just bringing this consciousness into ourselves, and also tapping into the energy of the earth around us, because it affects us. We are of that, right? And so when we combine that energy of earth, where we come from, and the energy of spirit, it's this just miraculous combination where all kinds of beautiful things can happen. And so I look forward to hearing your thoughts on spring. I would love to know what it is that you are nurturing and ready to grow and bloom into the world as we go through spring and approach summer. And I really wish love and vibrancy and a beautiful spring to all of you. Thank you. Be well, sisters.